2 decades after 9/11, Osama bin Laden's justification for the attacks has resurfaced on social media, with some young Americans sympathizing with him. Yes, really. We'll talk about this disturbing TikTok trend with the last Western journalist to actually interview bin Laden. He's here next.
Sunday, the whole story goes deep into a country few journalists are allowed into. Nima El-Bagher makes the emotional return to Sudan to uncover the atrocities of war in her homeland.
The whole story with Anderson Cooper, Sunday at 9 on CNN.
If you're looking for a Medicare supplement insurance plan that's smart now,
I'm 65.
And really smart later,
I'm 70-ish.
Consider an AARP Medicare supplement insurance plan from United Healthcare. With this type of plan, you'll know up front about how much your care costs, which makes planning your financial future easier. So call United Healthcare today to learn more about the only plans of their kind with the AARP name, and set yourself and your future self up with an AARP Medicare supplement plan from United Healthcare.
48% of Americans don't get enough magnesium, which is vital for bone, nerve, and muscle health. I recommend Cunol's extra strength high absorption magnesium. It gives you 100% of the daily value of magnesium. Cunol, the brand I trust. As a cardiologist, I advise patients to maintain a healthy blood pressure. I recommend Cunol blood pressure support with the power of beets. Its unique 3-in-1 complex helps you maintain a healthy blood pressure. Cunol, the brand I trust.
When you're a small business owner, there's no such thing as 9 to 5. Days are longer, and business hours, well, they're anything but predictable, especially when you have clients like ours. When I considered payroll providers for my business, I looked for a solution that fit into my busy schedule. Sure Payroll makes running payroll fast and easy, so I can spend extra time with these guys.
Visit surepayroll.com/switch and get up to 6 months free. And find out what makes us different, because small business is our business.
I have a structured settlement and I need cash now. Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
I have an annuity, but I need cash now.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
It's your money. Use it when you need it.
Call J.G. Wentworth, 877 cash now.
The kidnappers hit this town right in its heart.
I thought, we're gonna die getting the hell out of here.
It was possibly the story of the century.
Chowchilla, Sunday, December 3rd on CNN.
This Black Friday, stretch everything but your budget. Don't fight the crowds. And let everyone hear the good news. The Saatva Black Friday mattress sale is here, with savings on comfort and support for everyone. Shop Saatva.com for Black Friday savings up to $600 off.
Do you have a box of videotapes, film reels, or photos that are degrading?
Legacy Box professionally converts them to DVDs, thumb drive, or the cloud.
Legacy Box is simple and safe, with over 1 million satisfied customers.
Visit legacybox.com.
Yo, dude, you need some help?
Don't worry about me.
Yo, there's no shame.
No shame? You don't know my family, man.
It's okay to ask for help. Find a licensed therapist at BetterHelp.com.
Join Poppy and Phil on CNN This Morning, tomorrow at 6 Eastern.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Skechers Massage Fit.
Wish you could get the feeling of a relaxing foot massage just by walking around? Now you can with new Skechers Massage Fit footwear. Keep your feet happy all day long with new Skechers Massage Fit.
Videos online focusing on a letter that was written by Osama bin Laden have now racked up millions of views in just a matter of days, with dozens of them showing young Americans expressing sympathy for the al-Qaeda leader. Yes, you heard me right, sympathy. This is a letter that was published a year after the September 11th attacks by the terrorist who orchestrated it, and it went viral on TikTok with users embracing parts of his message. That message from bin Laden, a broad critique of American foreign policy, defending 9/11, attempting to justify targeting and killing U.S. citizens. It's also filled with anti-Semitic tropes and conspiracies. The premise, for the most part, of these videos is criticism of American support for Israel in this ongoing war with Hamas. TikTok says that the videos promoting that letter violate their platform's rules against supporting any form of terrorism. Many of the posts have now been removed. We also even heard the White House weighing in on this today, telling CNN that the videos are an insult to the victims of the terror attacks. Joining me now is the last Western journalist to actually interview Osama bin Laden, CNN's chief law enforcement and intelligence analyst, John Miller. John, my question here is how's the intelligence community treating something like this? Are they trying to figure out if these are bots, if this is a foreign government, if this is real? I mean, how did they look at the popularity of these videos?
So all of the above, because they're trying to figure out. This drove very far and very fast. 48 hours ago, this unfolds with a TikTok influencer. She posts a recording of somebody's reaction to the letter, and that's kind of the first we see of it. But you want to kind of go back to where is the digital crime scene? Where did this begin? And then how did it move that way? She has 175,000 followers. It gets 800,000 views. It gets 80,000 likes, which, when you're talking about a letter from bin Laden justifying 9/11, calling for the destruction of Israel, the violent overthrow of the United States, and repeating every anti-Semitic trope in the Staples set, is unusual to see that. But then it spreads to, according to the New York Times tonight, 14.2 million views and shares. So they're trying to figure out, is there something else behind it driving this snowball downhill as it got bigger? Is it a bot? Is it an AI feature that caused it to move faster or wider? Because they all had
pretty similar language. If you watched the videos, a lot of them were young people. They all were kind of saying, I just discovered this, and I can't believe what it said, and now it's changed my whole world.
Existential shift. It changed my whole view of America and terrorism. It was if they were going through a script, which is something that they have to look at, which is, are they just playing off what the last person they viewed said, and they're unoriginal, or is it something more than that?
And the other part of this is that the platform itself, it's TikTok. They've long been accused of, being a home to anti-Semitism and allowing that to kind of fester. They've pushed back on that. But when you look at the numbers here, 1/3 of Americans 18 through 29 get their news from TikTok. And a lot of the potential, viewers of this or the people who are putting it out, they weren't even born when 9/11 happened.
I think a key to this, on the social media, on the social phenomenon side, a key to this is a complete lack of context by someone who is shown something and then told to join in the conversation and simply repeats what they heard 5 seconds ago. Not very sophisticated. But the other question is, what's the effect this is having? The intelligence community assessment today is, we're seeing this now being repeated on Al-Qaeda channels saying, Sheikh Osama's letter is now being viewed by millions of Americans.
Oh, they're touting this.
Who are finally understanding what this is about and what our brothers in Hamas are going through. It's also, and this is the one that kind of knocked me back, it's also the letter is being posted now in right-wing violent extremist accelerationist channels where anti-Semitism is their normal flavor, saying, this guy actually gets it.
And can we just talk about the person who wrote this letter? I mean, the idea that people are sympathizing with him. I mean, you were the last Western journalist to actually interview Osama bin Laden. If any young TikTok users are watching who saw this video, I mean, what would you say? How would you talk about that interview? How would you describe it?
There are things in that letter that are thematic to the things he told me that night, in a Al-Qaeda base in 1998, which he said, I predict a black day for America, after which the states will no longer be united. He was encouraging a revolution. He said, we beat a superpower before. The Russians and the Soviet Union fell when we forced them out of Afghanistan. But he also said, and this is thematic to his letter, you will only understand this as a people when you find a government that represents your interest instead of that of the Jews. The anti-Semitic theme from Osama bin Laden started long before the world rediscovered this letter, but it's echoed in there.
Yeah, a disturbing trend. John Miller, thank you.